Hi there, it's Karen here, and these are pictures from our holiday in Spain last year. And today I'm diving into my October hip kit. I've got about 4 hip kits that I've hardly used, which is why I've cancelled my subscription for the time being. And this kit I thought went really well with travel type pictures. And these pictures are just a day we spent in Barcelona, and we were just messing about and taking some pictures by a large statue that was in one of the squares. So I'm just going through the hip kit, and I think the pages that most fit what I want to do are these ones here from the Escape the Ordinary collection by Pinkford Studios. I'm just trying out all of the pictures, all of the papers, just to see if anything else will work. But these are the ones I've decided work best. These two. The blue I'm going to use. You'll see in a moment. To cut for a cut file, which was also one of the hip kit cut files that goes with the October kit. You see it picks out the triangles in the papers, and I love this cut file. I've had my eye on it for a while. I wanted to use it with this layout. So I'm just showing you there how it's coming away quite easily from my backing sheet. And just taking all the bits out, and there it is. It's all multiple triangles, and I really like that one, and I think it goes really well with this paper, but also with this layout. This layout came together really quite quickly once I got the cut file on there, and I'm just tucking the pictures in. Just want it to be incorporated into the cut file without covering too much of it up. So I've managed to tuck those ones in, that one at the bottom, the photo at the bottom, and then laying it a little bit, overlapping it with the top photo. And now I'm just trying to see what I can use. I didn't really need to do any layering of the photos. I didn't use any backing paper. What I wanted to do was just embellish around the actual cut file itself by picking out a few little bits and pieces from the kit. And just trying out things that I think I might use, just to pop things into the triangles, just to make it look pretty. So I'm just popping all the ephemera from the ephemera pack. That's from the same collection, the Pinkford Studio Escape the Ordinary collection. The backing paper, by the way, is called Chase. I really like that backing paper, and the quality of the card in the Pinkford Studio collections is really lovely, and so is the quality of the ephemera pieces. So I'm just laying a few pieces on that I think work well with the photos and with the backing paper, picking out quite a lot of those mustardy yellow pieces. Not a colour I use very often, but I really like the way it works on this paper, on this page, should I say. And I love that one that says this must be the place, the one, and it just slots into that triangle shape, and I really like the way it just fits in there nicely and can be incorporated as part of the cut file. So what I was trying to do was find little pieces that would just tuck into the cut file and just enhance enhance the page. So I'm just trimming off this the branding strip on the paper, and what am I doing now? Trying to remember. I think I'm trying to make sure I don't forget where I placed everything, so I'm just going to stick the 2 photos together. Put the glue on the wrong side, of course, typical me. So stuck the 2 together, and then I'm just gluing the cut file back onto the page. I'm just going to put little bits of the tacky glue on the back, but trying to remember to only put it on the side, at the edge of the paper, so that I've got a little bit of blank space so I can still tuck things in on the other side of it. So I've mainly put glue on the right hand side of the cut file so I can still tuck in my photos and any other little embellishments, and then I add a little bit extra glue just to make sure it all stays in place afterwards. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue on that bit that's just going to stick onto the front of the photograph. I thought if I put the glue on before that, as I tuck the photo in, it'll just smear the glue across. So I've added it afterwards instead. And I'm putting a little bit of glue, you can't see, just off shot there, a little bit extra glue in the top right hand corner just to make sure it all sticks down nicely. And I'm putting that piece back. That's the piece I really like, that way, that just tucks into that little triangle there. And it also, the phrase on it works very well. Quite a lot of really nice travel-y type phrases in this ephemera pack. So that one says choose your own path, because we were spending the day just exploring Barcelona. We were staying a little bit outside the town in a villa, and we'd gone in. This is the first day we'd spent actually in the town. We actually visited Barcelona 2 or 3 times because we weren't very far away, and we just got the train in. So this was our first day exploring it all together. So we just took these couple of pictures while we were hanging out. A lot of the time we'd split up into different little groups and travel around. We just met up for a drink. I think some of us then went home after that, and the couple at the younger two had stayed on for a bit longer. So a lot of the little sentiments, the little die cuts with wording on, were fit quite well into what we were doing that day. And then there's this little, there's quite a few arrow pieces in the chipboard sheet that goes with the same collection. See a lot of chipboard pieces there. There's quite a few of these linked linked triangles. They look like arrows, but they're linked triangles. And I was trying to fit them in again into the shapes of the cut file. That one is there temporary for the time being, but I will move it. I think there was somewhere else. I put it somewhere else because it didn't quite work for me there. So I'm just going through all the little bits of ephemera and trying to pick out pieces that go with the colours, and I can just tuck in here and there, and that work with the theme of the layout. Those leaves, they're lovely, the coral coloured leaves, but I don't use any other embellishments of that colour, so I end up taking those away again. Tried to keep the colour scheme fairly simple because it's turning into quite a busy page. It's quite a lot of colours in the photos. So I tried to keep the colour scheme of the ephemera pieces fairly simple, not introducing too many extra colours. I know there's a lot of colours in the paper on the left hand side, but I didn't pick out all of those colours to reproduce on the other side. So there we are. I've moved that piece up to the top. I preferred it up there. I thought it looked a bit better there, and I've tucked in another little phrase. It just says wild and free. It doesn't really mean much, but it filled a nice little space there. There was a bit of a gap, so I picked that out. There weren't many small phrases in that ephemera pack, so that one just tucked in nicely. And I'm just picking out, and I've got another one of those little triangular combo pieces. It looks like another arrow because the photos on the left were just not quite catching, so I wanted something to hold it down, so I've just put it on the left there. And there's another little flower and leaf, again sticking with the green and the yellow, the colours that I've mainly picked out, and there's a bit of gold here and there. And then I've got that camera, which is from the chipboard sheet, which I'm going to pop on top of that. There we go. This layout really didn't take very long at all for me. I don't very often get to do a layout in one sitting. I'm quite a slow scrapper, and I often end up doing it over 2 or 3 different days. But this one, I just sat and it just happened really quite quickly and organically, and I was really pleased with that because it doesn't happen, as I say, with very often for me. And I really enjoyed that, the fact that it all just came together really quickly, and I'm really pleased with it. Really like the cut file. I'm still enjoying using my silhouette machine, and finding a cut file that actually was meant for this kit was a really good find. I really like the way it worked out in the blue paper. It all just worked together quite well, and I enjoyed that. I'm just popping a few little stars, still from the ephemera pack, in some of those blank spots in the triangles. And yeah, I'm just sticking those down. They just went quite well with everything else, just a little bit of an extra bit of interest with the stars dotted about. And again, picking out the similar colours in the blues and the yellows. And a few more from the Bella Boulevard puffy sticker stars that we had in the kit. So just picking out some of the smaller stars just to go with it. And now I'm just going to do my title. That's the Hip Kit exclusive alpha set that we got with the kit. It goes rather well with all the colours. I was trying to find something. I didn't know if I had any stickers in the right colour, but there we are. There's some Simple Stories stickers that I had, alpha stickers that have got the right colour, that sort of mustardy yellow. So I was going to use there was an acrylic set from I think from Bella Boulevard, and one of them said Explore, and Explore Barcelona would have worked, but it was white and it was really large, and I didn't think it was just too big for the page. So I thought, well, I would like the word, but I think the piece itself was too big. So I've used these stickers, and I'm just making it Exploring Barcelona, because that's pretty much what we were doing. Now I'm just adding the date and a little bit of journaling. It's quite a simple bit, just saying that this was our first trip into Barcelona, because it'll be part of an album featuring a number of layouts from this holiday, so it'll be pretty clear where it fits and what we were doing. And for final touch, bit of gold Heidi shine fits what I don't always do this, but it really just felt that it needed a little bit of gold on the page because there's a few other bits of gold there. So that's it. So I've enjoyed doing this. It went really well for me, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye.